Hey guys, Michael here with just another quick sort of little update video. This is something I thought was really interesting and worth posting, even though there's not a whole lot to discuss about it. So now that The Last Jedi is out, obviously some fans are, upset that we didn't really get any further background on Snoke in The Last Jedi. We really don't know anything more about him or where he comes from that we didn't already know in Force Awakens. But there's a really crucial piece of information that Lucasfilm kind of snuck past everyone, and it's not in the movie, it's in sort of promotional material, and that is that Snoke has trained at least one other apprentice. This comes from an official Lucasfilm magazine called The Souvenir Guide to the Movie Star Wars: The Last Jedi, and they have sort of character profiles on all the characters in the film and stuff. And in the write-up on Supreme Leader Snoke, this is the way it starts. Force-sensitive and highly attuned to the dark side, but not a Sith, Snoke has trained Kylo Ren and at least one other apprentice. So, right there, Snoke has trained Kylo Ren and at least one other apprentice. That's kind of big news, isn't it? It doesn't really elaborate beyond that. And it's made in collaboration with the Lucasfilm story group. They're credited in this sort of list of credits in the magazine. So, what does this mean? I don't know. I don't think that's really going to be explored in the films or affect the films. Snoke is supposed to, his backstory is that he's been around for a very long time. So it could be just as simple as, before Kylo Ren, he attempted at least one other apprentice. I mean, in Return of the Jedi, we don't know that the Emperor has trained Darth Maul and Darth Tyrannus and stuff like that. And, if you want to go into the Clone Wars, it gets even more complicated than that. One other possibility is the Knights of Ren. Do the Knights of Ren count as that? That he had a favorite pupil in the Knights of Ren, but it didn't work out? That's another possibility. It also begs the question, what happened to the Knights of Ren? Where are they? I don't know. There's really not a whole lot to go on. I'm assuming this will be at some point explored in the expanded universe, even though this is just sort of a souvenir magazine. It still is official, and their whole thing now is that everything's canon. This was made with the approval, if not collaboration, with the Lucasfilm story group. Also in the Last Jedi visual dictionary, it does say that Snoke's retinue includes mute alien navigators who originated in the unknown regions, and that were it not for the ancient hyperspace trails blazed by these towering servants, the Imperial survivors who fled into this uncharted realm would certainly have perished. These navigators designed and operated the Oculus viewing scope in Snoke's throne room. So at the end of the Aftermath trilogy of novels that were released kind of recently, the remnants of the Empire end up sort of in the Outer Rim regions, sort of awaiting further instructions to sort of reconfigure the Empire into the First Order. So it does seem like Snoke comes from the Outer Rim regions, like that's kind of what they're hinting at. They haven't really gone out and said that. I think possibly because they're still making this trilogy, they don't want to totally lock themselves into that continuity yet, but that certainly seems to be the direction they're going. So there might be this whole other side to Snoke's history that kind of is irrelevant to the films, and that's why it's not really touched upon in the films itself, at least so far. And probably, I don't think Episode 9 will really get into that. There might be a reference to it. That would be nice. But yeah, so there it is. Snoke had another apprentice, probably came from the Outer Rim regions. He's been around for a long time. There's many places they can go with this. So that's really interesting. I don't really know what more there is to say about that. So leave comments speculating about this. It's really vague. There's not a whole lot to go on. But there it is. Kylo Ren is not Snoke's first apprentice. And be sure to subscribe and like if you haven't. And we'll see you next episode.